Question 8 is a projectile question, and we've been told it's going up at 100 meters per second at an angle of 30 degrees. So let's split this up straight away. That we're going to have over here, we've got 100 sine 30, and you can tap it into the calculator or just know that 100 sine 30 is 50. And along the bottom, we've got 100 cos 30. 100 cos 30, I've tapped it in the calculator, is 50 root 3. So let's have a look. We're going to do the time taken for a hit the ground is a vertical one. So we're starting with an initial velocity here of 50. When it hits the ground, well, I don't know what speed it will hit the ground at, but I do know the distance when it hits the ground. It started on the ground, it's ended on the ground. The distance is going to be 0. I do know A is minus 9.8, and it's T that we're trying to find out. So it's an S equals UT plus half AT squared here, a quadratic to solve. Putting all these numbers in, half of 9.8, 4.9 T squared. Factorize out the T, gives you that T is 0, that's where it starts, and the other T value, just tap my calculator, is 50 divided by 4.9, which is 10.2 seconds. It takes 10.2 seconds to reach the ground. Now part B, the maximum height, well again we're going vertically. Again we know the initial speed is 50, but at the very top, this is the one where the velocity is equal to 0 here. S is what we're trying to find out. A still minus 9.8, and T this time we don't care. I mean, you probably do know that that's 5.1, but there's an alternative way of doing it there. So, I'm going to use here a V squared equals U squared plus 2AS. 0 equals 50 squared minus 2 lots of 9.8 S. And that one there, tapping that in, gives us 127.55. And again, we'll round that to 3 significant figures. So I'm going to go for 128 meters for part B there. Part C wants the speed of the arrow. So we're looking for its velocity in both directions here then. So I want to know what V is. Now V, of course, is U plus AT. U, we've said earlier, U is 50 root 3 along and 50 up, plus A, which is 0 minus 9.8 times T times 3. So putting this in, clearly the horizontal velocity remains at 50 root 3 all the way along, but the horizontal one is going to be 50, take away 9.8 times 3, so the horizontal one is now 20.6. The speed will be the square root of these two things, so I've got 50 root 3 squared plus 20.6 squared, square rooted. So I've just done some tapping here, I've squared that, get 7924, and square root that gets me 89 meters per second.